Welcome! As a PMP authorized training partner instructor, I'm here to guide you through what is often the first big step on your PMP certification journey: understanding the eligibility criteria. Just like every project has an entry point where you check if all the prerequisites are in place, your PMP journey begins with meeting specific requirements set by the Project Management Institute or PMI. So, why are these requirements so important? Well, PMI wants to ensure that the PMP credential remains the global gold standard for project management. They aren't looking for complete beginners. Instead, they want to certify professionals who already have a solid foundation of project management experience. By meeting these criteria, you're essentially confirming that you have the real-world experience to back up the knowledge you'll gain during your PMP preparation. This is PMI's way of maintaining the credibility of the certification. It's your project initiation phase, and it's a crucial step that sets the stage for your entire PMP journey. In our last scene, we introduced the concept of PMP exam eligibility. And now we're going to dive into the important question: why do these criteria matter? First, eligibility criteria are crucial for global credibility. Think of PMI as a project sponsor for the PMP certification itself. Their role is to ensure the certification remains relevant and valuable to the industry. How do they do this? By conducting research through things like the Talent Gap Report and the Pulse of the Profession survey. This research helps them understand what skills organizations need, and they update the eligibility criteria to reflect those needs. So when you look at the eligibility rules, you're not just looking at a checklist. You're looking at standards designed to ensure the PMP credential stays on top. Second, the criteria are there to maintain a professional standard. By requiring a certain level of experience and education, PMI ensures that PMP certified professionals truly represent a higher level of expertise, leadership, and global competence. When you get your PMP, you're not just getting a piece of paper. You're joining a select group of professionals who have proven they have the foundational knowledge and practice needed for the job. It's a way for PMI to guarantee that the PMP is held by people who have actually lived the life of a project manager. Ultimately, these standards protect the value of your certification. They ensure that when you earn your PMP, you're not just a bookworm. You're a proven, capable professional. And that's what makes the PMP a global gold standard. Now, let's talk about the specific requirements you'll need to meet. The first thing PMI looks at is your educational qualification. This is where your PMP journey branches into two main paths. If you have a 4-year degree, such as a bachelor's degree or an equivalent global qualification, then PMI requires you to have at least 36 months of non-overlapping professional project management experience. On the other hand, if you have a secondary diploma, such as a high school certificate or an associate's degree, PMI requires a longer period of experience, at least 60 months of non-overlapping professional project management experience. This distinction is important because PMI balances your educational background with your work experience. A person with a higher degree might need fewer months of experience, while a person with a secondary education needs more experience to compensate. In a way, PMI is ensuring that your baseline knowledge, whether from formal education or extended work experience, is strong enough before you take the exam. So what exactly does PMI mean by project management experience? It's not just about working in an organization. PMI specifically looks for experience in leading and directing projects. You don't need to have held the official title of project manager, but you should have played a leadership role where you were responsible for guiding teams, making decisions, and delivering outcomes. PMI also expects you to have hands-on experience in areas like initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and controlling, and closing projects. Apart from experience, PMI also requires formal project management education. This is where the 35 contact hours requirement comes into play. You must complete 35 hours of structured project management training before you can apply for the exam. These contact hours ensure that all candidates have a formal understanding of key project management concepts, including agile and hybrid practices. This education requirement acts as your project kickoff, providing a structured start before you tackle the exam itself. Before you start filling out your application, let's clear up some common misunderstandings. First, many people think you need the job title of project manager to qualify. That's not true. PMI is more interested in the responsibilities you performed, not the title you held. The focus is on your actions, such as leading a team or managing project constraints, not on what your business card says. Second, regarding experience, PMI requires unique months of project experience, which means if you worked on 2 projects at the same time, those overlapping months won't be counted twice. Another common misunderstanding is about the 35 contact hours. Simply attending a short workshop or an online lecture might not be enough. PMI requires structured training from a recognized provider, preferably an authorized training partner. Finally, it's crucial to document your experience correctly in your application. Think of the application as creating a project charter for your eligibility. It defines the scope of your qualifications. If your application is incomplete, PMI may audit it, so be sure to provide detailed, accurate, and honest information. As you prepare to fill out your PMP application, it's important to be aware of some common misunderstandings that can trip up even experienced professionals. First, let's talk about the job title misconception. Many people think you must have the official job title of project manager to qualify, but this is simply not true. PMI is more interested in the responsibilities you performed, not the title you held. So if you're a business analyst, a team lead, or an engineer who led projects, managed the team, and guided outcomes, that experience absolutely counts. Next is the experience calculation. PMI requires unique months of project experience. This means overlapping projects will not double count. For example, if you worked on 2 different projects simultaneously for 6 months, that only counts as 6 months of experience, not 12. This is a crucial detail to remember as you track your experience for the application. Finally, let's look at the training requirements. For your 35 contact hours, short workshops or online lectures on their own aren't enough. You need to complete structured training from a recognized provider, preferably an authorized training partner. This ensures you get a formal and complete understanding of project management concepts, from integration to risk management. The application itself is like a project charter for your eligibility. It defines the scope of your experience and training. Many candidates underestimate the importance of filling it out carefully. If your application is incomplete or unclear, PMI may audit it to maintain the credential's credibility. But this is not meant to intimidate you. By understanding these common mistakes and documenting your experience clearly, you can avoid unnecessary stress and ensure a smooth application process.